Hey everyone, it's Jessie from Condo to Cottage. I guess I can start saying that now. And I wanted to do an update on some of the seeds that I had started inside a few weeks ago and when I did a video. And I just wanted to thank everybody also for reaching out, sharing pictures of your gardens. Some of your gardens are absolutely amazing. And I've had people ask questions, and that just really fills my heart with joy that people are starting gardens this year and getting outside and just, trying to make the best of this time that we have right now, where maybe we are home more than we normally would. It's just little things like that that I think will really help us right now. So I did want to update on some of the seeds that I had started a while back. So I'm going to give you a little tour here of my really messy sunroom, so I apologize in advance for the mess. First of all, check out this bean plant that I started a while ago. So it's just living in a salad container right now. I had run like framing wire up to the ceiling, and this thing is just climbing all the way up. So that's pretty cool. That is actually I didn't even mark it, so I don't even know what kind of bean it is, but these leaves are looking really nice. And then over here I have this cucumber plant that I showed a while back, but this thing is getting massive. Now cucumber plants do get really massive, but this thing had been stunted for so long that I didn't think it was necessarily going to do so well in here. This thing already has two little cucumbers that in order for them to become cucumbers, I had to like pollinate the flowers. So hopefully I did that successfully. But I think that they did pollinate. So what I do, so normally if you have two plants of the same kind, this isn't a problem. But I've just been like using a little paintbrush, and I act like I'm a bug landing on the flower and kind of like getting up in the middle of the flower a little bit. Because for some plants, they need that pollination to occur. And when you're growing them inside, you have to mimic that somehow. So that's just an experiment. We'll see what happens there. So here, finally, we got a shelf. So my husband got a shelf at Sam's Club. Last time we went out, we've been going out like once a week to just get some like fresh groceries and stuff. And he had found a shelf. So this has been awesome. So check this out. This is like fantastic. And what I have is I have the fan set up in front of it. And that's the heater fan, but I'm going to actually be transitioning to the regular tower fan. And I've got tomato plants that are like looking really good. I do have some fruit flies, so I'm going to have to look into getting rid of that. But these tomato plants are looking super good. Now, if you don't have a fan, it's really important that you just come out and like brush over your plants a few times a day, because that's going to help prevent them from getting leggy, which you don't want. So these are the big tomatoes. And then down here, there's some other things in here too, like a cucumber. This is another bean plant. That one's looking good. Another bean plant here. This one, the leaves kind of got a little funky. Got some, let's see. These are really tiny little peppers that actually just like started spontaneously growing. So I decided to plant them in the cups. Here I've got some eggplant. I think these are all eggplant. We've got more beans, some squash. And these are some more squash, rondini squash. Oh, I'm so excited about these. These are Kajari melons. This is another bean plant, but like the leaves got stuck in the seed capsule. So I don't know if that guy's gonna make it. Probably not, but that's okay. I've got a bunch. So Kajari melons are like little personal melons. I learned about them from my favorite YouTube channel, Roots and Refuge Farm. And then I've got cantaloupe growing back here. Super excited about those. And then down here, I've got a bunch more tomato plants, but these are different kinds. So these are going to be, so I'm just brushing my hand over these to just help them get a little bit stronger. When you give some resistance, it helps the stems like stabilize. And the wind is good with that. But just to add to it and just brush over them. Plus you smell like fresh tomato plants, and oh, there's nothing better. These are also cucumber plants. So I've got slicers, and then I have pickling cucumbers as well. So that's the tour of the ones that I've already repotted. And then up here, I've got, let's see, these are dragon tongue beans. And I just reused a little salad or a berry container. See how the seed of the beans, it's like a dried bean, right? So the seed gets like stuck to the plant, the first leaves, and sometimes it can damage them a little bit. So you should use some moisture and then try and peel that off a little bit. That's what I do. But you see how it like gives like little indents. But these are coming up, and you can see how they start. They start down in the soil, and bean plants get huge. So they're not gonna, I already see a root coming down. These are I'm gonna repot today. And I just planted these not long ago at all, a few days. Those beans, when you start seeing those first true leaves come up, and I put those in shallow containers, so I could actually see the roots coming out the bottom. That's when you really want to repot them into another container. So looking at my eggplant here, all right, see these first little 2 leaves on the bottom? Those were the first leaves that came up, but they look very different than these leaves. These are the true leaves of the plant. Same thing, you know, these are the 2 little first leaves. These are the true leaves of the plant. When they start getting their true leaves, you know it's okay. All right, so I do want to show you guys real quick how to repot one of your seedlings once they've started. So I have here one of my little red solo cups, and I just use my marker, and I'm just going to mark this. So the ones I'm going to replant are I'm just going to do one of these for right now, and they are the dragon tongue bean plants. So once you have it marked, you want to make sure that the soil is pretty damp. So I just put potting soil in here. So any kind of container mixed potting soil is fine. Now, you want to make it so that like potting soil is pretty light and airy. So you want it to be almost like, make sure you have holes in the bottom of your cup. I'm just using like a little plastic container here, container lid. And you kind of want it to get, and I'm reusing a Parmesan container because it has like the sprinkle holes, and when you're working with seeds, you want to have a little bit more control over the water. So you're going to get that to a nice like brownie batter consistency. And then you're going to use whatever tool you have. Like I said, I use my handy dandy trusty chopstick. Reason being, I'm cheap and I don't like to buy new stuff if I don't need to. Not just cheap, sustainability is a big thing for me, so I use what resources I have as much as possible. Look at that. So, I don't know if you can see this, but look at that root ball. That's awesome. And seriously, I just planted these probably like a week ago. So you're gonna now this is a pretty sizable thing. I would honestly just plant the beans outside, probably, but I'm just gonna show you how to do this. All right, so you just kind of use this to make a well, and you're gonna very carefully, so I had to carefully pry this up because you don't want to disturb the roots. You want to leave them as intact as absolutely possible. And then you're going to carefully put this down. Try very carefully not to disturb the roots. You want this to go as deep as you can. And then you're going to fill and press down to get the air pockets out, because the roots like contact with the soil. And you're going to check to make sure your water is right by feeling the dirt. You want it to be like that brownie batter consistency, and then you are good. So now you can put your plant up on the shelf and just make sure it gets enough sunlight and gets a good amount of heat. And you want to make sure that you're keeping the soil moist. So you don't want it to dry out. And the potting soil does dry out pretty fast because it is so light and airy. So you just want to keep an eye on that. Come out and check it as the temperatures get warmer. In outside, depending, like in the sunroom, it gets really hot in here during the day. I open the windows, like the windows are open right now. Look, you can see a little chicken over my shoulder. As the windows, or as it gets warmer out, it gets really hot in here. If you're doing this indoors, obviously it's going to be more of a controlled situation. But as it gets warmer, wherever you're growing your plants, you will have to water them more frequently. So just keep an eye on that and make sure that your soil's not drying out, because this is the start of the plant's life, and you want to make sure it has sorry, that's Lulu, as good of a start as possible. All right, guys, so that's our little tour today of the seedlings I started so far this year, and then a quick little tutorial. Oh, there's another little chicken. The girls are outside. I don't know if you can see her. I'm always cracking up seeing them in my videos, just like running around doing random things in the background. But a quick tutorial on how to actually repot the seedlings once they get started. If you have questions about repotting plants, please comment below with them and let me know, or if this is on Facebook or whatever, just message me, because I'll try and answer and make it a little bit more clear. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do enjoy showing you and bringing you along on this adventure. I did want to say, don't worry if you have not started yet. You're totally fine. If you're in this area in the Northeast, tri-state area, and actually many areas, you still have plenty of time to start seeds indoors even, and still give them a little bit of a head start. If you wait to direct sow, you just have to wait a little bit longer to harvest. So that's why I like to start my seeds indoors. But don't worry, if you haven't started yet, you're totally fine. I remember last year when I was getting ready to start, I was like, oh my God, I waited a week too long. Like now I'm not gonna have, no, it doesn't matter. You can actually plant fresh tomato seeds, halfway through the summer and get a whole second round of harvest. So you can plant anytime, don't worry about it. When it comes to fall, that is going to obviously be a different story, but you have the next few months to play around with this, get your feet wet. Just start with one plant. It's seriously all it takes. All right. So comment below with what plant you are going to start with. I seriously want to challenge everybody. And if you don't have a seed to start with, I can send you a seed in the mail. I will Clorox the outside on the envelope without the seed in it. Let it dry, put the seed in, and then mail it or whatever, okay? So just let me know and I can send you a seed. I have lots of seeds that, I have like way too many, but that's okay. I've got a whole bunch in here. I've got a whole other bag, so don't be shy. If you need some seeds, just let me know. So comment with what you're gonna grow, your one plant you're gonna start indoors. And if you haven't liked or subscribed, just hit the like button, the subscribe button, and that would really help my channel out. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.